relate to the audience more of what you are obviously more well equipped to relate to them with. So not the runner's high is what I'm getting at. So yeah, his shirt is tucked in. I thought we went over this. Yeah. No, but I mean, relate to the audience, you know, like don't try to memorize a story. Just go out there, like, fine, if you want to talk to runners or if you don't want to, if you get a shit ton of runners in the room, fine, relate to them that way. If you have other people that are high a different way, relate to them that way. Just judge your audience based off, because that's a great setup question. Just relate to that one clap that we had at that. So just go off of that. That's what I would recommend. So.
Andy Holt, ladies and gentlemen, Andy Holt. All right, folks, your next comic coming to the stage from right here in Rochester. How about a big hand for Dustin Ellringer, everybody? Dustin Ellringer.
So I was asking some people for some advice tonight, and I was like, they said, just based on how you dress and look, just, you know, remember, they're judging you. And I was like, I know, Mom. I got my son a smartphone and I taught him how Google works, and now he's smarter than I am. We were talking about World War II because we watched Wonder Woman, and I said, I just don't know much about World War I, buddy. And my 11-year-old looked at me and went, well, you see, Dad, it all started when there were economic tensions in the Balkans. Really? My cat, this is really sad. My ex-girlfriend's cat chewed through the cable on my Xbox, so now I don't know where I'm gonna meet girls. I live a sad life. I don't drink, but I went out to the bar the other day, and you ever have somebody lie to you at the bar, and it's just so outlandish you want to know more, even though you know it's a lie? The guy told me first. He was like, hey, I'm an undercover firefighter. I'm also an unregistered ninja. Don't tell anybody. I could get in trouble. So like right away I'm like, so you're insinuating that ninjas are so dangerous and numerous that the government requires a registry to keep track of y'all? Mm-hmm. Tell me more. Like, cause all I can picture is like you're at Walmart and a smoke bomb goes off and a ninja pops up and he like runs at you, but then out of nowhere this dude throws throwing stars, kills the guy, puts out the fire that a smoke bomb started, and goes, hey, you gotta be careful. You know there's not always gonna be an unregistered undercover firefighter here to bail you out of this kind of shit. You know? I do a lot of like phone repair. Yeah, I know. Like, great segue, Dustin. Great segue. I work in IT. That's probably why I'm a little neurotic. I had to work with the Note 7 when it was exploding, and I had, God bless his soul, a gentleman. He comes to me and he says, okay, let me explain the situation. My wife would be so pissed. And I was like, oh, you're such a great attitude toward it. You hear a lot of messed up things when you're doing like phone repair. I heard a guy smoking over the phone, like, and it didn't sound like, there was a lot of confusing noises, and then the guy follows it up with, you ever smoke crack? And I was like, no, I never smoked crack. And he says, oh man, you totally smoked crack. It's like 15 minutes to heaven and like 5 hours of disappointment. And I was like, wow, such an honest analogy of what a crack high must be like. Oh, I get really scared when people call in and just kind of start telling me about their day. Sometimes they're a little too honest. I have this thing called the boomerang effect. I'm like, all right, ma'am, so why don't you tell me what's going on with your cable box today? And she'll go, well, my son has diabetes. It's coming around and you're like, okay. And she'll be like, so then we were painting the house. You're like, and then it ends with like, and then the cable box exploded. And you're like, all right, I'm with you. I'm reading them. Don't know I needed all that backstory, but don't worry, Nancy, we're gonna get through this. You just stick with me. I'm terrified right now because I'm also trying to count in my head to make sure I don't go over or under the time, and I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. If I'm trying to type at work and talk to the customer, I just trail off, which makes me sound like I'm intoxicated. So I'm like, don't worry, we're gonna get you. And then they're like, are you there, sir? And I'm like, yeah. Can I have you hit that input button for me? Thank you so much. My family came out to see me, that's really nice. Cause, I live in my parents' basement, don't get too excited. I'm gonna leave you with this. I used to work at Best Buy. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself through this story. I had a lady come up and they said, we're gonna try to help her get a new telephone, a new Samsung. And she looked at me and the first words out of her mouth were, you'll get me a new phone or I will ruin your life. Yeah, and I was like, easy there, you're kind of biting off more than you can chew, I think. And she goes, you think I'm kidding? I know people at Mayo Clinic. And I was like, I don't have health care. They're not interested in seeing me anyway. So she goes, I'm serious. I will ruin your life. And I was like, okay, ma'am, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I live in my parents' basement. Both my children's mothers hate me. I drive a Chevy Aveo to work every day. What are you gonna do? And I just made myself sad. Thank you, everybody.
There's Dustin Ellringer, everybody.
Nice job, Dustin. As an undercover firefighter myself, I thought that was an excellent set. So it might have gone a little bit long, but I've seen you over the years. Definitely better now than whenever I've ever seen you before. So I mean, you are the biggest thing is confidence on stage, but the biggest thing is you being sober makes a night and day difference. And it's got to be a compliment. So I mean, I appreciate it because that's what I want on my stage. Is that so? Thank you.
I thought you were fantastic. I thought you had a really strong start. That's always fun to see, just like get right up there and own it. The non sequitur stuff works. So I like it that you just kind of just go wherever, no segues. I like that. And you kind of are like Dennis Leary-esque on stage. I could see like your delivery, and that's a compliment. Most people are, most men are. Get in line. We're just gonna have a line later on of all the men that are in love with me, all of them. So okay, I thought I was gonna have to explain that and be like, I promise it's a compliment, but Dennis Leary-esque.
Dustin Ellringer, ladies and gentlemen. Dustin Ellringer. All right, folks, your next comic is just recently moved here to Rochester. How about a big hand?